Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We're playing our fallen Templar and we are standing in front of the belly of the beast. Last time between episodes, I did a review of my stats and they weren't quite up to snuff. I wasn't happy with the armor and the resistances, and I fixed those by switching out some items. Most notably, I switched in a ring that adds a bunch of cold and lightning resistance to round that out. And I switched out my body armor. I used to have one with 4 sockets, now I happened to find one with 5 while just doing a couple of runs to get some loot. And then a mastercraft on top of it rounded it out with a nice number of cold resistances. And it's over 350 armor, which boosted the armor quite a bit. Let's see. I think these are the only 2 things that I actually changed. I looked at all the items, shuffled things around a bit. I played a bit with the gems. So the summon skeletons, they now have added fire damage rather than melee splash. They still have their faster attacks, and they now have spell echo. Because there was a reward for killing Kaom and Daresso, and spell echo was one of the potential rewards. Because casting these skeletons 2 at a time, if you want to get 7, you need to cast it 4 times. Which takes quite some time, and it's also quite some mana. So I figured, hey, let's put a spell echo in. Then if you summon it, you get 4 at a time. Which is a nice way, and it's also by taking out some of the... I replaced the movement speed with spell echo, and I replaced the multi-strike with fire damage. The mana cost went down a bit, so it's a bit easier on the mana pool, because that was starting to drain quite a bit. I managed to get a 4 link on this one, not a 5 link, but I ran out of crafting materials, so I couldn't make the 5 link work. And that's also why the color is still green, because it's rolled this way with the colors. And I managed to make it work. So we got Flame Totem linked to fire penetration. That's kind of the core combo. I had to give up faster casting, because that was blue. But instead I got extra burning damage, and I got Iron Will, which applies strength bonus to spell damage. And since the strength bonus is 1% per every 5 points, that's about 35% extra damage. So our Flame Totem now has a DPS of 573, which is respectable. Let's keep it at that. Okay, so without further ado, let's go into the belly of the beast and see if we can make our way towards Malachai.
This is not creation. This is perversion.
So as a warm-up for this, and also as a means to just get a bit more items, I actually did a run of both Daresso and Kaom, just from the waypoint to the bosses, and they were pretty easy to do with. Easier than they were actually when I was recording them. So I guess once you have superior gear and once you have defeated them at least once, it becomes easier. In the end, they didn't really drop any useful items themselves. The war plate dropped from just a random mob. Well, I'm not gonna complain if 5 socket items start dropping, especially not if they're rare. But yeah, my biggest worry is now solved. My life pool is good, my life regen is good. My armor is at a respectable number, 1500, that's pretty respectable in my book. And all resistances have been maxed rather than hanging around 65 to 70. So I think I've done all I can to ensure the maximum chance of survival. And after this it's just up to playing well. What's that? Corrupting Bloods. That doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound good at all. Okay, we have to go through an area to get to the place with the waypoint. And then we have to kill the 3 Muppets. And then, only then, can we go after the big guy. It's kind of a fool's errand, right? Running after the ghost. Or whatever. You're a lucky ghost. Lucky that I'm not a spike damage dealer. So, with a bit of luck, if everything goes according to plan, this or the next episode is going to be the last episode of this series, which will be nicely in time for the Dark Shrine event that's going to happen in November, starting tomorrow actually. So, that's going to be interesting. I haven't read a lot about it. All I know about the Dark Shrines is that there will be shrines in the levels that you can sacrifice items at in exchange for events happening, and there will be a correlation with stats on the items or the types of items and the events that happen, as far as I understand. But it's going to be interesting just puzzling out what happens. I don't think I'm gonna look at forums or anything, so it will be a journey of discovery. We'll see, because they mentioned they'll be recycling all kinds of things from previous leagues, and could be that you summon a Tempest effect. Hey, Convocation. Ah, that's blue. For a moment I thought maybe put it in there if it was green, but that was not meant to be. And level 2. Making good time here, making good time. So next step, Piety. Back to this build, to the Summoner Templar with Flame Totem. The build is working as I was expecting. Just doing a lot of damage with the totem, getting safety from the minions, probably quite some damage from the minions as well, but less noticeable because there are a lot of them just doing pinpricks of damage at a time. Flame Totem is just badass. And only needing to focus on a single skill for damage, and then having everything else basically work as a tank. I like it. If I had not experimented with, what's the thing again? Mind over matter just before Dominus, probably would still be on hardcore. That's the only thing about this entire run that I think I could have done better. And that's not experimenting with it. On the other hand, my reasoning was that it would be an extra safety against Dominus. That was just underestimating that I was just disarming myself that way. But hey, that's how you learn. Unfortunately. But if we can manage to defeat Malachai without dying, I'm happy. Because that proves that this is a decent build. Piety!
Heretic. My god takes good care of me.
Okay, let's do the flame dance. Let's drink some potions. Drink some more potions. Flame Totem. Yeah, she's dying really fast.
I may have misjudged their gods.
Okay, that was Piety. That was pretty quick. Time to move on. Find Malachai's organs. Into the harvest.
Piety, my god. I'm sure you will reveal your purpose in time.
There's a lot of currency items dropping here. I approve of that. You can never have enough currency items. Ooh, Doedre Strongbox. Let's magicify it. +1 level, explodes. Yeah. Random curse. Meh. Mirrored items. Sure, why not? They are doing damage. On the other hand, the damage was applied gracefully in just small steps. Come on, die, Dark Barbs. Okay. That was rather meh. Okay, we move on. So we need 3 puppets. The upside is that the map has been pretty simple so far. Just a straight line. Makes it easy to see where to go. And makes it harder to get lost. So just stick to the right hand side of the splits. Shared boon, that's good that he's alone. Nobody to share the boons with. Probably a good idea to just run in and just start casting. Probably a better idea than to keep casting from a distance. It might not be the safest, but it's good for walking faster through them. Those explosion things again on the floor. Where are they coming from? Is it the ice? Ooh, arc. Should probably do something with the arc build at some point. I like that skill as well. Oh, chromatic orbs. Kind of in dire need of those. Spent a lot of chromatic orbs just rolling my current item sets to the point where they have the right set of colors. Because they're not always what you want. especially because I have a nice mix of blue and red gems on items that are not always Templar items.
Section time.
Hello, Maligaro.
Be still.
Here.
Be still.
Here.
Art in motion. I could have made you
That was Malachai.
thunder. Your God-given talents were wasted.
Okay, 1, 2,
My mana is spent.
3. Okay, we move on. So this episode's probably going to be a bit longer than usual, because I think Malachai is going to be finished this one. At least we're making very good progress here. The waypoint yet? No, I still need to find the waypoint. But we solved the entire eastern wing, so to say. It's time to backtrack. Let's see. Waypoint, that's good. With the Piety there. Okay, she already took the organ I gave her. That's good. Let's do a clearing and then I'll quickly hop up and down to town. Okay, and let's see, I'll be right. And through the mysterious magic of unpausing and recording, I'm back here instantly. So let's hunt for the other two guys. Okay. Malachai's dedication, that's a orbit. Probably one of them is up, one of them is down. Let's go this way. Level up, that's nice, because that unlocks the Lord of the Dead. Extra zombie, 2 extra skeletons, and more maximum life and damage for the minions. So we got 6 zombies now. That's a very nice number. Superior Secret Mana Flask. Let's bring it because it's superior. We can have up to 9 skeletons. It's a bit unlucky for the spell echo. You get 4 plus 4, and then you got 1 potential slot remaining, so probably just gonna aim at 8, and then we'll see. So what am I? Vulnerability and temp change. Doedre Doctor. Interesting fight with all the different curses being applied. But it's a reasonably simple slugfest.
Embrace death, Doedre, for your flesh was your undoing.
So 1 remains. Ooh, Gem Cutter Strongbox. That always has the potential for interesting things. Okay, let's once again hide the pop-up box. +5 chest level. I think for gems that actually doesn't matter, does it? Let's reforge it. Only contains support gems. Those are the best gems. Okay. Let's make it interesting. Superior point blank. Superior, not just a regular increased duration and a superior life gain on hit. Interesting. So that's +8% is just +8 life. So presumably, pretty quickly, this is going to be better than a high level life gain on hit. So let's swap those out. It's gonna, as I said, it's gonna increase pretty quickly. Range attack totem, that's just dirt standard. Point blank, 6% increased projectile damage, that's half a point per quality. Okay, so this potentially useful for our Flame Totem. Because most of the times I put the Flame Totem in the middle of a pack of enemies. Like so. If it does 50% bonus damage to the things nearby, that's not a bad deal. Only thing I have to keep in mind, 5-link sage rope or 5-socket sage rope. Only thing to keep in mind if I do that would be to reposition the totem more often to be close to the things I'm trying to kill. Because it's less efficient for catching things at the edge of the firing range. On the other hand, I've got a 5-socket item. I don't have a 6-socket. Faster casting is definitely more useful than something as situational as point blank. Okay. What's this one? Faster attacks, needs more dex. Can't blame it. Shavronne, nice. Shavronne the bookworm. And that is Malachai's entrails.
You are imprisoned by your own vanity, Shavronne.
So, actually, I think we made it. Fast is this flame golem. Life on hits, okay. This one already gained 2 levels, but it's not gonna gain another 5 before Malachai. So for now, switching it out, gaining a bit more benefits from it, and then later on I'll just switch it in. But now, it's time for Malachai. Enter the black core. Exactly. Now, fight round 1.
You and I will find the most beautiful nightmares together. Now the whole work of God, isn't it? Let me show you what your God can do.
Now exile!
Hello, Malachai. Stop touching me. Piety turns.
Now exile.
She really doesn't know what she wants, does he? Living, dying.
Embrace the future.
And that's it. Objective of this entire level is to kill Piety.
This is what I get for trying to be a bloody savior.
Get that minion count up.
I've seen, felt, been things that you can't imagine, heretic. And I don't regret a damned moment of it. So go, finish what we started.
Okay. All our zombies are back to full life. Golem is back to full life. Mana is recharging. Kill Malachai.
Let's see if you truly understand what it means to be nightmare.
Let's see. First wave. Just doing a lot of damage to him. Okay. I think he marked this one. Put a totem against it. That's the first of the hearts down. Here, have a flame totem.
Are being selfish.
Let's summon some zombies. Ow. That's a pretty painful teleport. Okay. He is that's the second heart. There. Let's get our zombie count back up to 6. Here you go. Okay, I will just wait until he taps the last one. He's down to half of his life. Wow, more corpses. Make more corpses. Yes. We summon the golem. And that's his last mistake. Linking to the hearts. Okay. Stop running away. Okay. There he is. Stop touching me. Dang it. final moment. Oh yeah. Split. And the gate back to Highgate. That's it.
What do we call you now? Savior? Messiah? Just remember this, Templar. Your faith didn't kill them.
So we can just sell all the things.
You will be remembered.
Let's talk to Arjun. Oh, they have something to say.
I am proud to be part of the Order.
Your order.
And I am sorry. I should have had more faith. I've always...
Suddenly, everybody is a believer. Soon he probably has something cryptic to say.
You're going to tell me that you didn't kill the beast, that it was simply your God acting through you. Please don't say it. I fear I might be ill upon your self-righteous toes. No, Templar. You did this. The oh so ordinary man that is you. That's where Malachai had it wrong, you see. He considered greatness.
Yeah. It's nice that they have a custom goodbye thing.
The righteous shall inherit. Vol said that.
Malachai is dead. Yay.
I
Arjun.
was right to have
Cursebreaker.
faith in you, Cursebreaker. You have
Creature.
succeeded where we have
Killed
failed.
everybody. Gratitude.
slain the
Akara.
creature that was
Give it a
not
freedom. We thank you.
Go where you are needed.
So thank you is all I got, right? Twilight Strand. Did it. Made it all the way to cruel difficulty. So let's
Even
head
death
to...
gives no solace in this tortured land.
Oh well. Travel to the hideout. And that's the end of this series. I think I did a pretty good job of explaining the concept of the build and testing if it was viable for all the fights in the game. And especially after, I think, Act 3. All the pieces of the build came together. The tank truly started forming. And I think this is a pretty successful build. I enjoyed playing it. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you're gonna try a build like this, hey, let me know what you think of it. If you have any ideas, any improvements, things you liked, things you didn't like, better combination of support gems, maybe a different approach with items. I mean, I was very lucky to find the Dreadarch early on for the flammability. If you didn't have one of these, what did you go with? What weapon did you end up using? And you probably ended up casting flammability by hand, which is more efficient. That's I don't think that's beyond any doubt. Casting flammability, it's yet another thing to do. Then again, there are some extra sockets, and the effect is going to be more powerful because the flammability in the Dreadarch is, of course, only a level 1. So let me know. Feedback is welcome. And with that, I'm now ending this series. So I thank you very much, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.